William Waynes was a man of simplicity. His life was predictable, routine, and, above all else, average. Born in a small, quiet town, he grew up with modest dreams and developed a relentless work ethic early on, eventually landing a demanding job as a firefighter. His days were spent facing danger head-on, running into burning buildings, saving lives, and battling the elements. The physicality of the job combined with its unpredictable nature, perfectly suited his temperament. William thrived on the adrenaline, the responsibility, and the camaraderie with his team. His broad shoulders, calloused hands, and sharp instincts made him not only capable but respected among his peers. At 25, William had never known the rush of overwhelming passion. His relationships were mostly short-lived, more about companionship than deep emotional intimacy. He was driven by his work, and while he valued intimacy, he had never felt the fire that could truly consume him. That is, until he met Emily. Emily was everything William had dreamed of but never believed he could find. She was radiant, full of life, with an infectious laugh that could make even the dullest day feel like an adventure. She moved with a grace that captivated him, a confident ease that made him feel as though the world revolved around her. William fell hard and fast. He believed Emily was his soulmate, the one who would fill the empty spaces in his heart. The one he could grow old with. For months, their relationship was like a dream. They would spend evenings walking by the river, talking about their hopes and fears, sharing lingering touches that made William's heart race. He remembered the first time they made love, how Emily's body moved against his, the way her breath quickened in his ear, how her lips tasted like the sweetest promise. It was passionate, raw, and something William had never experienced before. Every time they were together, it felt as though the universe had aligned just for them. But slowly, cracks began to form. Emily became distant. She stopped responding to his texts with the same excitement, her once bright smile seemed dimmer. William tried to hold on, to fix whatever was breaking, but he couldn't see what was wrong. He would reach out to her during the night, craving the warmth of her skin, but she would pull away, turning her back to him. Their lovemaking became mechanical, a ghost of the passion that had once burned between them. One cold winter evening, as snow gently fell outside their favorite cafe, Emily ended it. "I'm sorry, William," she said, her voice barely a whisper. She couldn't even meet his gaze. "I've met someone else. I just don't feel the same anymore." Those words shattered William's heart into a million pieces. He had given his all, his heart, his time, his dreams. And in return, he was left empty, alone, and broken. The pain consumed him, and something inside him snapped that night. The old William Waynes died with Emily's rejection. In the months that followed, William transformed. He buried his emotions, locked them away, and swore never to feel that kind of pain again. If love had brought him nothing but misery, he would never give it power over him again. The once quiet and kind man became distant, cold, unrecognizable. He started going to clubs, bars, and parties, chasing a different kind of thrill. Girls were drawn to his mysterious aura, his aloof charm, and his newfound bad boy persona. William became a master of seduction, but only on his terms. He no longer wanted love or connection, he craved control, the thrill of conquest. He would sweep women off their feet with his charm, make them feel special, and then disappear, leaving them heartbroken in his wake. At first, it was exhilarating. The darkened clubs, the pounding music, and the heat of bodies pressing together in the dim light filled him with a strange sense of power. He could walk into a room and make any woman want him. They would gravitate toward him, drawn by his confidence, his swagger, and the unspoken promise of pleasure. He would take them home, and in the heat of passion, they would give themselves to him completely. But to William, it was just a game. The intimacy was hollow, detached. He would kiss their lips, caress their bodies, and whisper sweet lies into their ears, but his heart remained cold. When the passion reached its peak, and they trembled beneath him, he felt nothing. No warmth, no connection, just the cold satisfaction of another conquest. And then, just as quickly as it had begun, it was over. He would leave without looking back, a ghost in the night. There were nights when the emptiness gnawed at him. Nights when he lay awake staring at the ceiling, wondering if he had made the right choice. But he pushed those thoughts away, burying them beneath layers of casual sex and meaningless encounters. He told himself that he was free, that love was a weakness he no longer needed. He wasn't seeking affection anymore, he was seeking dominance, control over his own heart. But as time went on, the thrill began to fade. The excitement of each new conquest dulled, and the emptiness inside him grew. Each woman he left behind reminded him of what he had lost, what he had given up in his quest to protect himself. He had become the very thing he despised, a man incapable of love, trapped in a cycle of meaningless encounters. He told himself that he was free, that love was a weakness he no longer needed. He wasn't seeking affection anymore, he was seeking dominance, control over his own heart. But as time went on, the thrill began to fade. The excitement of each new conquest dulled, and the emptiness inside him grew. Each woman he left behind reminded him of what he had lost, what he had given up in his quest to protect himself. He had become the very thing he despised, a man incapable of love, trapped in a cycle of meaningless encounters. One night, after yet another fleeting hookup, William found himself staring at his reflection in the mirror. He didn't recognize the person staring back at him. His eyes were cold. His face expressionless, and his heart felt like a hollow shell. He saw a man who had lost his way, a man who had allowed the pain of one heartbreak to turn him into something he had never wanted to be. It was in that moment that William realized the truth: in trying to protect himself from the pain of love, he had lost the ability to feel anything at all. And that terrified him. He wanted more. The cold detachment, the emotionless sex, it no longer fulfilled him. He craved something real, something that would make him feel alive again. But could he find it? Could he open his heart after everything he had done, after the walls he had built around himself?